All right. Dirty Sports episode 869 live on YouTube in 5, 4, 3. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio, with my co-host from New York, Joey No Chill Praino.
Good morning, Andrew.
I like when we're both on the same time zone.
Yeah.
You know,
And normally when we're both on the same time zone, see, for you, you're like, we usually go our typical standard, the most typical time is like 10 a.m. my time, 1 p.m. your time. And you were like, let's go a little early tomorrow. And I was like, early? Dude, like everything's earlier than 1 o'clock your time. You're like, how about 9:30 a.m.? And I was like, ugh, gut punch.
Sorry,
Let's
bro.
do it. Let's do it. I'll do it for Andrew T. Ruther.
Well, it's like it's good to get it out of the. I shouldn't say that. I'm not out of the way, but like
get this fucking over with, bro. Are
well,
we done yet? Are we done?
We got you got the whole day to do stuff.
Yeah,
I know this is a job. It's a fun job. Don't get me wrong. It's a job.
And what I'm going to do when we get this over with is immediately go back to bed. Because
when did you get to New York?
When did I arrive?
Yeah.
So that's a big part of this, me needing to go back to bed. So I flew out on a red eye Monday night, and it's official. 43. I'm too old for red eyes. Can't do it. Also, fuck Delta. What is with the size of your seats these days? Like,
isn't that all airlines though?
You know what? Here's the thing. I remain, and like this is going to be the new Miller Lite. I remain a JetBlue stan. Hey, JetBlue, come at me, bros. Let's talk. Let's talk turkey. I want to pump your airline for the unofficial airline sponsor of the Dirty Sports Podcast. JetBlue, get my DMs. I stand JetBlue.
Okay, if you're gonna do JetBlue, you need to do some sort of TikTok like Russell Wilson did for Alaskan Airlines.
Yeah, exactly. You're absolutely right. I might have to make a viral TikTok video about how JetBlue is the greatest of all airlines. They don't have a first class. That's the thing about JetBlue. They have Mint. It's borderline first class. A lot of people don't like that. It's like, who are you people who can afford first class anyway?
What would you list? Okay, if you did a similar Russell Wilson video, what would you do for things? What did he list things he cared about?
Yeah, but they were all F's. So it was so he could go
Faith,
flying
family.
At the end. What if I went like, I had to do all J's so that the last one could be JetBlue? I had to be like,
juice,
jogging, juice.
And a picture of OJ. When you say juice, you point, and it's like a picture of OJ.
Triggered alert. We're talking Russell Wilson again. People are upset.
No, they're not upset.
By the way, did you see, I think a dirtball slid into my DMs and sent a couple of them, sent me the video of KJ Wright and Richard Sherman talking about Russ, basically explaining why they all hate him.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Basically, they just said Pete Carroll babied him, and that was it.
Well, look, guys, if you're going to do that, just slide into Dirty Sports or send me those too. As Joe battles a whooping cough. I mean, look, right? Because I'm kind of putting the show together. So
yeah,
send that to me, please.
But to go back to your original thing, I'm just too old for red eyes these days. I didn't get enough sleep on the flight. The seat was too small. Some guy, how about this piece of shit? Can we talk? How big of a piece of shit is this guy? Let me just throw this out there. Now there might be people out there like, no, that's totally reasonable. So I'm on a flight. I don't know what it is. I'm not a plane guy. We need Shabelli here. A 767 or something like that. Where's our airline intern?
You're probably on a big plane. Is it direct or are you going through somewhere?
Direct. It's a 2-3-2 seats. 2 seats on the outside, 3 in the middle, 2 on the outside again. So it's 2 aisles. Big
plane.
767, I believe.
Yeah, it's probably wouldn't be a 777. 777's bigger, but yeah,
could be wrong. Shaboring, get in here and shaboring. So I get on the plane, full plane Dude, the scene for an LAX to JFK red eye on a Monday night was wild. A lot of people in matching sweatsuits, a lot of Yeezys on the plane. I was like, are we all just Instagram models going to New York? What's happening? So I get on the plane, full flight. I have an outside aisle seat of the middle three. So I have the left aisle seat on the middle three. I like to sit in an aisle with my left leg being able to extend into the aisle because of my injury, because I'm not rich enough for first class. JetBlue, get at me. I will stand mint forever. So I get in, plane fills up, doors about to close, all three middle seats empty. I'm about to throw up those armrests and have lay flat across the three middle seats. Doors close. Some motherfucker, some absolute fucking trash bag,
oh man,
out of nowhere, jumps into the other side of the seats and sits. What? You can't just. I get it, bro. You were probably in the middle, but like, what kind of monster is buying a middle seat? Like, what do? You can't just. I was just about to lay flat. Get out of my row, bro. And so then I talked to him. I was like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but like, can he do that? And she's like, well. I was like, I was about to lay down.
Why didn't you? Okay, why didn't you say to him you had a serious knee injury? Because he would have backed down from that. If you would have just been straightforward and been honest, no way. You'd be like, dude, I had serious knee injury.
Yeah. And he's going to be like, what does that have to do with you needing to sleep laying flat across three seats?
You can lie pretty quickly.
Yeah. But anyway, ruin. So then the whole thing, now I've, I know you like to occasionally take some medication on a flight. I did not have any medication that would zonk me out. So I ended up buying like Tylenol PM and slamming a glass of red wine in hopes of sleeping. And then I'm just like drowsy, sit up, sleeping. I get to New York. I'm just like, I'm going to die. I got back here. I napped all day Monday or all day Tuesday. It's like, I'm just now recovered from that red eye. I'm too old for red eyes.
Well, I'm surprised you've gone this long. I used to do that a lot of times. LA to Cincinnati red eye, same thing, because it's always cheapest. And I gave it up for the same reasons. I would, you go West Coast to East Coast schedule as far as time zone. It throws everything off.
I used to like it because it was like you get here and boom, you're ready to go. You're starting it. You don't miss a day. You travel when you should be sleeping. But yeah, I just can't live on like 3 hours of like janky sleep anymore. Too old for that shit. JetBlue, the unofficial sponsor of the Dirty Sports Podcast. Get at me in the DMs. Guys, come on. Let's get an airline sponsorship. That's the big four, right? Booze, cars, airlines. Like, let's go. We got to start checking boxes. We checked booze a long time ago. Presented by Miller Lite and JetBlue.
I think the airline, that's like next level, though. The airlines are like multimillionaire athletes.
Yeah.
You're going to get like Spirit Airlines reaching out to you.
I think everybody, no.
Amtrak's going to send you a DM.
Here's the thing. First of all, I took an Amtrak recently and really enjoyed myself, but we just don't have a high-speed rail system in the United States of America. Otherwise, I would definitely stay in Amtrak. But, for so long, I was like, listen, this has to happen. I stand Miller Lite. Like, I'm not going to do it. Just like I would never do one of those other not original light beers. I would never do Spirit Airlines. Spirit Airlines can get fucked. Honestly, at this point, Delta can get fucked. JetBlue or nobody.
To be honest, I almost think every airline can get fucked.
Yeah.
It's like anything in life. We just accept it. I know I've fired off some tweets about it. It's like, we just accept it. Like, hey, we're going to treat you like cattle. You have no leg room. Oh, we're going to charge you an upgrade if you want some leg room.
Yeah.
We're going to charge you this for luggage. We're going to charge you this and that.
Southwest, good product. Besides the fact that they make you line up literally like cattle.
I'm a Southwest stan. You know that.
I'm enjoying Southwest more and more because they go to a lot of the places I like those short trips. LA to Vegas, LA to Tahoe, 2 bags fly free. I'm bringing my golf clubs. Forget it. I'm bringing my golf clubs even when I'm not golfing. Just JIC, as they say, just in case I golf.
Yeah.
So, but I gotta set an alarm for 24 hours before so I can check in the second it opens. I'm not in, C60. And then I got
My favorite thing about
get on the
Southwest
flight,
too,
pretend I'm sick so that no one sits next to me. There's a whole acting career involved in getting your seats on Southwest.
Well, there is, but you know what I love when you go to the airport about Southwest is that people who don't understand the system, I still enjoy watching that unfold.
Yeah.
The people who don't understand.
But then there's the people that do understand the system, and then you've got to watch everybody turn into Daniel Day-Lewis, and you're walking down the aisle, and everybody's doing some big acting performance. I'm sick. I'm tall. I'm asleep. They're just trying to get you to not sit in their row. So, dude, you've been on the plane for 3 seconds. You're sound asleep with the pillow out. Just asleep. This guy like peeking open through his one eye as he watches people go by, waiting for a hot chick to come through so he can be awake again.
Oh man. Yeah, I've flown
coming down the row. Some guy's like, I drink your milkshake. You're like, all right, I'm not sitting there. That's fine. I drink it up. All right, I'm not sitting in your row, buddy.
Oh man. You know what's great too is if you have confidence, you just fucking line up wherever you want. Like the person who has like C20 is fuck that. I'm going an 8. I'm going an A. I'm going right in A.
Right. And that's another move too. You walk up, you go, what are you? They're like A14. You look at your thing, you're like F90, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. I'm A12. Just slip in there. Like, oh, okay. No one ever goes, can I see your boarding pass?
Yeah, it's like it reminds me of that scene of Indiana Jones and when they're on the blimp and remember when the Nazis are going around asking for the boarding pass? Like that's basically what you have to do. You're like, no, seriously, I need to see it. Well, I'm just glad that I told you before we started the show, hey, I gotta go help my brother with his child today. So let's keep this tight. We opened the first 13 minutes talking about red eyes and planes and flights and everything.
Let's go. What else is there to talk about?
Well, there's so much, Joe. We got a nice full plate today on the Dirty Sports Podcast.
Are we gonna jump right into football, you think?
No, I was gonna do other things and then go to football.
Cool. Great. I was ready to let's do it. I'll save what I'm turned to say then for later.
So it's football related.
Yeah, it's football related. It's just one of those things. Hey, we'll come back to it. Well, no, it's fine. Let's do the other stuff and then we'll go do football.
Oh, you're teasing me. You're teasing the dirt balls.
It's not that big a deal.
Okay.
I'm just wondering if Vikings fans have canceled their Super Bowl plans or if they still already have flights. Did they already get their Southwest flights to Arizona and now they're trying to see if Southwest does refunds? Because oh my God, my DMs were an explosion after the week 1 win against the Packers. You've been doing us like this for years. Kirk will show you. We got the call. We're winning a playoff game. Oh, guys got butt fucked by the Eagles. Gee, on fun Monday Night Football. Got embarrassed. Kirk Cousins.
Well, that was like your classic Kirk Cousins game where he just completely melts down in the second half, throws some bad picks.
It was sort of your typical Kirk Cousins game in that he played a team that wasn't a bottom 8 team in the league and took an absolute dump on the field.
Yeah.
Nice job against the Packers week 1 in the NFL when anything can happen. Now just like back to normal. Packers fans just like, well, I bought Super Bowl tickets. How do I return these?
Vikings fans.
What did I say?
Packers fans.
Yeah.
Sorry. You took the red eye. Well, look, we'll cover a lot of football.
You took the red eye 3 days ago. Listen, we'll give you a break.
You get a
3 days. 3 days ago, some guy stole your seat.
I sent you the thing last night. The Joey Votto thing is one of the greatest things I've seen in a long time, hanging out at the Red Stadium.
Joey Votto, good guy.
So he's been hopping on the broadcast a lot lately, too. Definitely preparing that career. Out for the season with an injury. Last night, the video went viral. He was in Great American Ballpark wearing a Barry Larkin jersey, walking around the stadium, sitting with fans, taking selfies, talking to kids. My brother was at the game last night.
Do you see Joey Votto?
This is the best part. He did. He didn't like talk to him, but he saw, because there was, I think if you look at the videos, there was maybe 5 people at the game last night. The Reds are trash. The Reds have already lost 90 games again.
Yeah.
So he said to me, dude, I don't know if he was messing with me. I don't think he was. So he was there for work. I'm not going to say his work, but they have a suite at the company he works at. So he was there probably hobnobbing with some clients or whatever. So Votto's walking around, and no lie, one of the guys in his suite that he was with, I don't know if it was a coworker or a client, whatever, he said they thought he was wearing a Barry Larkin jersey. Somebody thought he was Barry Larkin. And I was like, well, what? My brother texted me. He goes, first of all, Barry Larkin would not wear his own jersey. Secondly, Barry Larkin's a 50-year-old black dude.
I don't even, like what?
Somebody in his suite thought Joey Votto was Barry Larkin.
Because like cameras were following around and he had Larkin jersey on?
Yeah. Now Larkin does games. Larkin's the announcer, right, for the Reds now. So he does the color commentary. It's like, wait, what? Did they just think Larkin left the booth again? What is happening here? Can you imagine me?
There's so few people at the ballpark that I feel like they should have been able to spare security to escort that guy out of the ballpark. I'm like, sir, you're not allowed to be here anymore.
100%. But he was doing that. And it was pretty cool. And I saw a lot of videos, but it just reminds me as like a Reds fan that they've been so bad. Like this is what we're clinging on to. So
Joey Votto's your Eli Manning.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, Eli's out there fucking trying out for Penn State with like,
oh, that was great.
Prosthetics on. Like,
yeah. So the Reds have lost 90 games 5 times since 2015. Like, at what point does baseball? They won't. Like, do they get involved with these franchises? It's like, dude, you've lost 90 games 5 times since 2015. Yeah. You're trash. This is not good.
Trash.
This is why the NFL is just so great, because good teams come out of nowhere, or you can rebound quickly. It's abysmal. Now, I have not gone to a game all year.
Right.
And I didn't miss it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't miss shitty baseball.
Yeah, that's baseball for you. That's why. God damn it. That's why baseball's gonna die. It's slow, and they're gonna do all their things, but they're just putting, there's cracks in the dam, and they're putting Band-Aids on it. And it's like, I don't know if you guys know how fucking water works, but Band-Aids don't stop it.
Yeah. No, but you're right. That's why. It's like you have to figure these things out.
But Andy, next year there's gonna be a pitch clock. Be faster baseball. Your team is still gonna be terrible because your owner openly gets on a fucking hot mic before the season and goes, "We don't care about this baseball team." So your team's still gonna suck, but they're gonna suck faster, Andy. Have you thought about coming to a Cincinnati Reds game? We suck faster.
Yeah.
That should be Spirit Airlines fucking Spirit Airlines slogan. We suck faster.
By the way, I have to play this clip. This was before the season started. It's so funny now.
This is a good, entertaining team, and I think you'll see that play out on opening day and throughout the season. So have a little bit of faith in what we're doing with your Cincinnati Reds.
Has there been a colder take? Dude, you guys might lose 100 games this year. You have said that opening week? Like,
and honestly, he didn't believe it. You could hear it in his voice. He's straight up lying to people.
I know it's a shame, man. I just hope, for Joey Votto's sake, I hope he. I know he's a border.
How many more fucking seasons do we have of Joey Votto?
Oh, he's done, dude. He's basically done. I mean, he got that injury last year. Like last year was his hurrah. I mean, he played 91 games.
When's that contract up?
I think he's got 2 more years.
Jesus Christ. Joey Votto. Jesus. Joey.
I think he's a Hall of Famer, though. Now I'm biased because I'm from here.
Yeah.
But if you look, and I know I brought this up last year, to me, the guy you have to compare him to is his fellow Canadian, Larry Walker. Like, that's what you got to compare it to. And basically, they're within 100 hits of each other. They're within 40 home runs of each other.
Let me tell you this is where we're at with sports and Hall of Fames today. I don't even really need to fucking look at it. Joey Votto will be in the Hall of Fame because at this point, all that matters is that fucking sports writers like you. And Joey Votto's a nice guy. And sports writers are like, literally, Barry Bonds has had seasons where he hit more home runs than Joey Votto hit in his career. But he'll never get in. And Joey Votto will be in on the first ballot.
I know.
Because sports writers are fucking insane.
Well, they are. They're ridiculous.
Mike Lupica somewhere like, look at him. He's in the fucking crowd. He's in the crowd of people.
Mike Lupica.
Well, look at this guy. We're going to hang out with fans.
What was that show the ESPN used to do? Sports Reporters?
Yeah.
That was so far ahead of its time because that was a time where sports reporters weren't on TV.
Yeah. And then
like
they
had
put the 4 ugliest guys with the 4 worst hot takes arguing in a fucking room against each other.
Who was it? It was Lupica?
Bob Ryan. Yeah. There were some other fucking dudes, but those were 2 of the staples. I forget who else.
But like that was the birthplace of hot take,
round table, hot take,
sports media. Like people don't know Stephen A. Smith has been around a long time. I remember him for the Best Damn Sports Show when he was a writer for the Philadelphia Inquirer.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I think Stephen A. used to actually write.
Yeah.
Like that's funny to me now to think Stephen A. used to write editorial pieces for the Philadelphia Inquirer.
My favorite part of that is thinking of Stephen A. Smith sitting down an old typewriter, donning his writing cap, his writing fedora, puts his typewriter in front of him, fills the fucking cartridge, and then as he starts typing, he's like, the Philadelphia 76ers. These motherfuckers. Sorry, delete. These guys. And you're like, Jesus. His wife's like, what are you doing in there? He's like, I'm writing.
That's what I'm saying.
Screaming at an old Commodore 64.
Like I just remember him on Best Damn Sports Show. This is like early 2000s. And to be honest, he would have been young. Like I'm looking right now at his Wikipedia. I mean, he started writing for the Philadelphia Inquirer in 94.
Yeah.
He was in his 20s.
20-year-old Stephen A. Smith just screaming at a typewriter.
That's hilarious. The thought of him typing.
Yeah.
Wait. Stephen A. He attended the Fashion Institute of Technology for 1 year.
Hilarious.
Dude, this is all wild. Who knew this? So he attended the Fashion Institute of Technology for 1 year. Then he received a basketball scholarship to Winston-Salem State University, a historically black university in Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
We're not just black. We're historically black. You go back in history books, talk about Winston-Salem.
Well, on the team, he wrote a column for the university newspaper.
About what? I would love to read that.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine Stephen A. Smith's college roommate? He's just coming home. He's like, this basketball program. And he's like, write a column for the newspaper, man. Stop screaming at me. You know what? That's a good idea. You got a typewriter? Listen, man, I don't own a typewriter. Do you mind if I just scream it and you type it for me? Steven, I have my own homework. Man, shut up. Help me out here.
Can you imagine being Stephen A. Smith's roommate or being in the dorm next to him? How loud he'd be?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. That's the thought of him like showing up to like an English class.
Yeah.
And he's just yelling at the professor. And they're like, what are you doing, man?
Shakespeare ass bitch. What's with this art thous? Man.
I love that. Do you follow that Stephen A. Burner account on Twitter? No. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You don't know about this account?
No.
Oh, how do you not know about it? It's a great account. It's I'm pulling it up.
I wonder if college Stephen A. Smith was just like real Stephen A. Smith, and he's like, you know who Winston-Salem needs to start playing more? He's like Steve Johnson. They're like, Steve Johnson's been hurt the whole year, man. Like he's not on the team, he's not on the roster. Oh, okay. How about Hunter Henry?
So they have, I don't know why they haven't posted since April 25th. It's just called Stephen A. Smith burner account, the meme burner account for Stephen A. Smith. It's almost like a McCockner thing. They also have backups. All they do is post videos of wild shit Stephen A. has said or just memes. It's funny. I don't know why they haven't posted. I mean, this is their last post. This is from April 25th.
Green one day,
tell you.
Orange the next, got on pink shades, looking like Zoolander and all of this other. I mean, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. I mean, this brother he'll put Fabio to shame. I mean, you got to be kidding.
What do you think he was talking about there? By the way, I think we just created a new game. We just created a new game. What is I play a clip and then I ask Joe, what's he talking about?
That's Stephen A. Smith in college coming home from a frat party after some guy stole the girl he was with. This Zoolander looking motherfucker. He come in there, the shades on. Steven, can you go to bed? Nah, man, you should have seen this, man.
You're not even close. He's talking about Ben Simmons sitting out game 4 of the playoffs and what he was dressed as. I'm gonna try another one. See if you can guess what he's talking about. I mean, these clips are so ridiculous. This one's too long.
I try to listen, man.
Careful. Careful.
I'm trying to be nice. I told y'all.
That's not as good. Bro, these are so ridiculous. Oh my God. That's gonna be a new game though. I'm gonna create that.
Okay. I like
Stephen A. Smith game. I just play a clip and you have to guess based on the wild rants what the hell he's talking about.
It might be time to bring back the custom Waze directions too. Might be time to do Stephen A. Smith. We did Coach O back in the day.
You did?
Yeah, we did. The Dirty Sports content production factory.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear what Stephen A. Smith has to say about this Ime Udoka situation with Boston.
How you going to fumble the bag with Nia Long? What are we doing? I remember being in college, Winston-Salem State University, historically black. We had a statue of Nia Long. Every historically black college in America. Jackson State, Prime will tell you. Ask Coach Prime. If you are HBCU, you got a statue of Nia Long in the middle of campus. Because you a black man in America, she Miss America. She our Princess Diana. You going to be out here getting all up in the guts and Nia Long? You gonna fumble the bag for an employee? For a Boston Celtics employee? What are we doing?
So this came out last night that he had, this is from The Athletic, he had an intimate relationship and consensual relationship with a female member of the team's staff. He's facing disciplinary action for a violation of organizational policy, according to The Athletic and ESPN, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, they went to the finals last year. They don't know how long this is going to take or be suspension. But yeah, Twitter was on fire last night about that.
Consensual. So it's just like basically the Boston Celtics like, yeah, man, we just don't do that anymore.
Yeah, they're basically saying you can't be banging a fellow employee.
You just no coworker sex, no more. Coworker sex is off the table.
And especially if he is in a position where he's above her, because then it creates problems, right? Because it's like
you can't punch down, as they say.
Yeah, you can't fuck down.
Yeah. You can only fuck up. Oh, you done fucked up, all right. Fumble in the bed.
Yeah, I mean, look, it is a conflict of interest. It reminds me
of fucking Nia Long. You got options. You can fuck Gabrielle fucking, Dwayne Wade's wife. You can go up that way. You can fuck the girl from Stella Got a Groove Back. But otherwise, you fucking down. Whitney Houston, she dead. Can't fuck her up anymore. There are only so many queens above Nia Long. You can't be fucking down. You can't be fucking down, because fucking down, fuck it up.
Oh, man. I miss Stephen A.
Stephen, can you go to sleep, man? I have class in the morning. I'm just saying. Please stop just saying.
What I was about to say was, it reminds me of the time when I worked at that hotel in Santa Monica, and my roommate, you talk about a conflict of interest. My roommate was the food and beverage manager of the hotel. He's my roommate. He's making the schedule.
Yeah.
So obviously I already get some sort of favoritism. I'm his fucking roommate. Yeah. You're having issues there, I would argue. Then he started dating one of the other people who worked in the restaurant.
Suddenly they were getting things, and you went to management. You're like, listen, we need to talk about this inappropriate relationship.
Yeah, even though he was my roommate. And I remember just thinking, like, it is wild how much things changed. I remember talking to him, like, he's like, well, I met with the general manager and he knows I'm dating her. But like, I'm like, well, what do you mean there's nothing they can do? I was like, dude, I don't care. You're literally in charge of everything for us. You're our manager. You're in charge of the restaurant. There's something they could do. They could say, you got to stop banging one of the waitresses. And that didn't end well, for the record. That was a very odd ending of that relationship, to me coming home and him having country music playing with a candle lit while he was crying. And I shouldn't be laughing, but
I got friends in low places. And you're like, what the fuck is happening here?
You want to hear what happened? This is actually pretty funny. I come home from work, like a long day of room service, waiting tables, being on my feet, blah, blah, blah. And I used to always just steal food from the hotel, just blatantly from the kitchen. That, they prep all these nice meals, and I would just take them. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to take them. And I'm going to go home and I'm going to throw whatever you prepped as the chef, there's a head chef, and throw it in my oven. So even though he's my roommate, he never said anything. He was like, yo, dude, this is like money that comes out of the pocket of the hotel. Anyway, so he comes home and he's literally holding like a bottle of Jack Daniels, a Gentleman's Jack. And He's got country music playing, no TV on, and a candle lit. And he's
And you kick the door open. You're like, you want some of this salmon?
dude, that's basically what happened. I came home with the multiple chicken Milanese that were breaded by the chef. And I was like, yo, I'm going to come home and crush that shit. And I come home and he's like, she broke up with me. And he's crying. And I'm like, opening the oven and like preheating it. And it was,
I've been where you've been right now, and I can see you're down. But you know what always helps? A little chicken Milanese. Get over here, guy.
Didn't say a fucking word. Finally, he's like, can I get a hug? I'm like, yeah, man. Like,
Can I get a hug?
I was like, I can give you a hug, bro. Now, this chicken Milanese is bomb, son.
Thank God he had Andy Ruther as his roommate. You know, got himself a chicken Milanese and a hug. Could have been worse. Could have had Stephen A. Smith. A hug! Zoolander ass, wake up.
Oh, too fucking funny. So, in other NBA news, the owner of the Suns is going to sell the team.
Yeah. We talked about that. Isn't that what I said, Andy?
What's that?
Remember we were talking about, blah, 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 and Donald Sterling and this, and then they're talking about, and I said, it's early. It's early. We're in the off season. I was like, everybody's complaining, this guy, he's not going to sell. They can't force him to sell, blah, blah. I was like, it's early. Everybody just wait.
Well, what happened was, one, they started just losing sponsors.
Right.
And the second thing, the one of the minority owners who had the second highest stake publicly said, you got to sell the team. And that person's probably worth a shit ton of money too. Right. So he had pressure.
Yeah.
But I don't feel bad for him. He bought the team, and I looked in 2003 or 2004 for $400 million. They'll say Forbes estimated at 1.8 billion. So it could be closer to past 2 billion.
Yeah.
Like, dude, your return on investment is 5 times what you bought it for not even 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, that's your consolation prize. You said racist, fucked up shit. You get billions of dollars for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me with all the pressure that was on.
No. And good. Congrats to the new owner. Can't wait to see who that is, because you're getting a franchise in good standing at the moment.
Can we give Randy Ruther some courtside seats?
Yeah. Can we
the
get
Suns
Randy?
are gonna have a new owner? Dude, he was in my dream last night. It's wild. Randy. Like, wow. Not even as Justin, he is like Randy.
It's by the way, it's 7:19 on the West Coast. I don't know what time it is in Arizona. They haven't decided whether or not it's daylight savings time or not. But it's somewhere between 7:19 and 8:19 where Randy Ruther is. You just said you had a dream. He just sat up in bed like the Undertaker. He just like, what? It was like the bat signal. He just got chills. Somebody walked over his grave.
Dude, it's so weird.
Randy Ruther's about to be in the comments. He's like, I don't know why I'm here, but I felt like I had to check in on the Dirty Sports this early in the morning. I just woke up thinking about you, Andy. I was thinking about you, Randy.
It was like a house. It wasn't a house. It was like by where my parents' house was, where I grew up. And we were in a stadium, which was essentially the Bengals stadium. But it was like all these people were coming.
I have a joke that guys don't ever talk about their dreams, but Andy Ruther is the exception to that fucking rule.
Oh yeah. I always talk about my dreams. And he was in the stands. And I was like the field was over here, but I couldn't see the field, but I wasn't in the stands. And he stood up, and it was the first half. And I don't know who the Bengals were playing, but they were losing 50-33 at halftime. It was like, yo, nobody's playing defense. 50-33 at halftime. And he stood up, and he was in full Bengals gear. And in front of like thousands of people, he like yelled at me. Like it was like my fault.
Jesus, your dreams are weird. It's like an empty, and then the whole stadium goes dark, and the booming, can Randy Ruther get a hootie? You're like, what the fuck is this dream about?
It was weird, man. Maybe because he was in my head, because he texted me yesterday. He wanted to know who I was taking for the Bengals Jets game. Like maybe that was it.
Maybe it was right before you went to bed.
No, it wasn't right before I went to bed. He was like texting me in the afternoon. Do you want to hop into some NFL?
Sure.
Before we do that, Joe, quick reminder that everybody needs to hop on Prize Picks.
I love
right?
Prize Picks.
Me too. It's the official
I'm a big
daily
Prize Picks fan.
fantasy partner of our show. I got
Jumping on Prize Picks right now to make my Thursday night
Me too.
play.
So we look at our play on Prize Picks tonight. Again, I love doing the quarterbacks. This is a fun one. Let's just start with this play. Mitch Trubisky, more or less than 191 and a half yards.
Going less.
Me too.
And Jacoby Brishgoli, do we go over?
He's at 180 and a half. I going over.
Placed.
Yeah.
Placed.
Wow.
Placed.
Done.
Trubisky less than 191.5. Jacoby more than 180.5.
So hop on Prize Picks, guys. A quick reminder that all first-time users that deposit and use our code DIRTY, that's DIRTY, will receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. So you deposit 100, you get 100 back. Deposit 50, you get 50 back. Math, it's fun. Let's do it. Go over to Prize Picks right now and play daily fantasy sports with us, and make sure you use promo code DIRTY when you sign up.
Are you excited for this Thursday night game? A lot of people are excited for this game. I'm not really that excited for this game. Mostly, I know I hate to beat a dead horse here. Yeah, but not exciting as far as quarterback play goes.
No, and that's what makes it less exciting. I agree.
I think the Steelers got to start the Pickett transition by midseason. Just give the kid a fuck. Let's get the kid in there. They were chanting for him. I've been arguing with Eddie Ift. He's a big Steelers fan. He's returned to the Steelers bandwagon now that Raplesberger is gone. He's like, nah, I think they should sit him. I'm like, well, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You haven't watched football in your whole life. So I think they need to go. I think they need to make a Kenny Pickett week 7, week 8 move.
Yeah.
You never know.
See.
You never know.
The first two games, they just have the training wheels just straight on Trubisky. They're basically saying, don't turn the ball over. We're going to do everything short. We're not going to take chances downfield.
Mitchell Trubisky is who we thought he was. There's this. The Bears started the Trubisky insanity. This guy went to North Carolina. He wasn't even good there. You take him 2 overall. You're insane. What were you guys thinking? Never made sense. Then, when I knew for sure Mitchell Trubisky was just straight up bad? Dable comes to the Giants. We have a quarterback issue. He's had Trubisky in Buffalo as a backup the last year, and he's like, we're good on that. They're like, but you have a quarterback problem. He's like, we don't. No, I'm good. What about your boy Trubisky from Buffalo? He's like, I'm fine. I'll do Daniel Jones. It's fine. We'll get Tyrod Taylor. They're like, but you didn't coach Tyrod Taylor last year. He's like, I know. That's why we're not doing Trubisky.
Yeah.
I've seen him in person. It's a disaster.
He's just not bringing anything to the table right now.
Remember when there was Trubisky MVP stands?
Who were those delusional people?
I don't know. There's a guy who wrote a book about Jameis Winston. What are we talking about? People are insane. By the way, update on that. This is amazing. So Jameis 1 of 1 now DMs me all the time. Just the wildest.
Please read some.
I haven't opened them. Here, let me open. I don't open them because I don't even want to engage the insanity.
Let me ask this. Do you think Jameis, I was thinking this, do you think Jameis 1 of 1 watched or listened to our last podcast? Do you think he is aware of what you said?
Joseph, you strike me as some 50 to 55-year-old guy who's either never been married at all or has a failed marriage or 2 in his past and now lives alone with his goldfish. Goldfish tries to find fulfillment in one night stands and getting drunk.
No, he did not. He did not.
I swear to God.
What is happening?
And just lives a completely pathetic life devoid of any true peace and joy. Am I close to the mark? People like you make me sad, and I am sincerely praying for you. God didn't create you, and Christ didn't die and rise for you just so you could be a loser living a pathetic life. Repent on your sins, give your life to the Lord, and strive to do his will. I swear to God. These are messages that dude. So this is
taking a turn.
This is unprovoked, just random, insane DMs.
This is insane. So now we're to the
You're
stage.
that one dude. This is like hours later. This is, by the way, this is 1 a.m. It's 1 a.m. in the morning.
So let me ask
You're
you
that
this.
dude who was more intelligent than his relatively unintelligent parents. Has a 110 to 115 IQ, a bachelor's degree, and really thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. Then he meets someone like me with 153 IQ, six advanced degrees. Six advanced degrees and enough wit for 10 people, and becomes jealous, enraged, and starts acting like a lunatic. Aren't you, Joseph?
Hold on. Let's just stop there. So Jameis 1 of 1. Dude, this is fascinating. Jameis 1 of 1.
That's
now
one of like 1,000 of these DMs that I've gotten and have not opened.
Guessing your IQ, listing his IQ, claiming he has 6 advanced degrees. Dude, this is such insanity.
You're like the little slow kid who has had his hand bit by his dog 100 times, yet keeps getting his hand bit by his dog. You'll likely never be able to win a battle of wits with me, bro. You're not even remotely close to my level as a debater, let alone an intellectual.
Somebody find out where he lives. I'm putting that out there. Somebody get this dude's IP address. I want to know what state he's in. Somebody figure this out. This is fascinating to me. How many of these?
May you one day know the peace and joy that comes from giving your life to Jesus Christ.
See, this is what's fascinating.
I will pray for you sincerely.
So this is what I don't understand. So he belittles you. Like from a psychological perspective, he belittles you, calls you a loser, is questioning everything about you. But the same token saying, accept Jesus. That's normally not a tactic of a person.
He's a fucking crazy person, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's normally not a tactic.
I didn't even DM him.
When was he sent?
I unblocked him I had him blocked for years. I unblocked him just to send him that message. Last week after Jameis took a hot, steamy, disgusting diarrhea dump on the field and single-handedly lost the game for the Saints. And suddenly, not only is he replying to me weirdly with the same fucking gif over and over and over, but then he's just like sending creepy fucking Jesus messages and IQ test messages. There's just DMs. I haven't even opened them. Like you have to accept, like when somebody, I have not accepted his DM. I'm just reading them. But it says like he will never know.
I don't think he knows that. It's obvious if you look at his Twitter, he's an older person because he doesn't know how to use social media.
Yeah.
Based on the emojis he uses and based on the GIFs he uses. He's like a dude in his mid to late 50s who's just learning Twitter.
You know me. I love to troll battle. But
we need a planned attack here.
I think we have a plan. Like this dude, like honestly.
But let me put it this way. You triggered. I'll say this. Here's what I suspect, and I don't know if this is true. I suspect he listened or watched last episode where you went down Scorch the Earth with him. I think that's what triggered this. Were these sent after our podcast dropped?
I don't know. Yeah, probably.
So I think he watched that.
And then I said to him too in a tweet. I think you brought up a good point. You brought up a good point, and I used it because I had actually never used this with him before. I said, "You're the only reason. I am the only reason you exist," and he went fucking crazy, bro.
See, exactly, because I'm right. It's true.
And he was like, "You're the only reason I exist," and then he listed all the people, and the first one was fucking Barstool, and you can look at these tweets are public. I was like, bro. You want to see a DM from the
Big Cat DM'd you?
Yeah. And
said,
called him a lunatic and apologized for bringing him on essentially.
Yeah.
And wanted us to know that they weren't stealing our content and whatever.
Yeah.
But he was
For
like,
sure.
he goes, this lunatic or whatever it was, this weirdo. He called him a weirdo. When I showed him a DM of the guy that he now like thinks he's boys with, calling him a weirdo, he fucking spiraled. And the DMs just started flying in.
So this makes sense. The fact that you tell him, hey, dude, you had 300 followers. We make a video, you become a thing.
And he's like, all these podcasts. And I was like,
those are all because of our video. You
and
fucking
I go,
moron.
Here, the very first example you gave, here's that guy telling me he only knows about you because of me. I made you.
Yeah.
And he lost his mind, dude. And now I'm getting Jesus Christ DMs.
Dude, this took a turn I was not gonna see. I was not seeing this turn. Wow.
Like hundreds of DMs. And so a lot of them are, I think, are gifts and pics, but unless you accept, you can't view those. You know what I mean? Maybe you can't view media. Yeah. The last thing he sent me is like a gift that says tacky, classless, and then one that says repent, and then one that says you need Jesus.
I mean, this person is no lie. Like, again, obviously, I'm not a psychologist. I think this person would be 100% classified with some sort of mental disorder.
Oh, that'd be a fun thing. Can we get a psychologist on to like help us break down what's going on there? That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
There's some sort of mental disorder going on. I mean, this is, like I said, it doesn't make sense to belittle you, to demean you, but then also say, welcome, Jesus. Normally, the tactic of those people is sympathy,
kindness,
and empathy. Exactly. Like, hey, man, I know you're going through a lot. You're struggling. I'm here for you. I think maybe if you turn to Jesus, turn to the Lord, like that's more of the approach. Not, hey, I'm smarter than you. You're dumb. You're a loser. Also, he doesn't understand Google. Like, he's saying things about you a lot that he could figure out by literally Googling you, Googling your stand-up, Googling your social media, Googling your website. This is why I think he's an older person. He definitely is. He's definitely someone in their mid to late 50s or older who doesn't understand how this works. This has taken such a turn. This is wild to me, bro.
You know how much joy I get in this, right? You know me. I love triggering fucking trolls.
I get as much joy too, because he definitely heard.
I love
Monday's
it. I
show.
love it when I like, I'm going to shout him out. What's our boy's name? What's Slubadub's name? Slubadub at this point sends me every single one of his podcasts begging me to listen to it. And I literally write back, like, I was like, are you insane? Like, is the racist MAGA troll I blocked on Twitter now sending me Facebook DMs trying to get me to watch his podcast? I was like, what kind of mental illness do any of you people have?
Well, he sends me those too, by the way.
I know, but I was like, are you out of your mind? It's like, bro, the only reason I know who you are is I had to block you on every single social media account because we wouldn't stop talking about the wall. Like, what the fuck are we talking about, dude? Can you imagine waking up one day and be like, you know who needs to hear my podcast? That other podcast host who's blocked me on every social media. I'm like, what's wrong with you people?
I can't believe he's DMing you all these things. Like, I just can't get over this Jameis one-on-one thing. Like, I can't get over this. This is absolutely nuts to me. Oh, I want to know who it is so badly.
What's crazy is when I get murdered by an internet troll, like barely anyone's going to care, but they are going to make a weird Netflix documentary about it one day.
I want to know who he is so badly. I don't think whoever Jameis 101 is smart enough.
What do you think the Netflix documentary about Jameis 101 murdering me is going to be called? I think Joseph 101.
Overthrow.
Yeah.
Overthrow, the Jameis 101 story.
Yeah.
Doesn't he overthrow all? Like, have you noticed that with Jameis? He's one of the quarterbacks who just overthrows his guys, man. Like a lot of his picks or his pick sixes, you're just sailing these passes.
I have a question for you because I put it out there to him and we talked about it. How many years now? Does Jameis get benched for Andy Dalton this season?
No.
I think
I don't know. You think he does?
I think he gets benched. And I think here's what's going to here. You want to know how fucking psychotic Jameis 101 is now? I actually know the spin. He's going to be like, he's hurt. that's gonna be the spin he uses, that he's hurt. But I think he gets benched for Jameis. I think he goes full he who shall not be named. I think he gets benched for Andy Dalton. And he goes, he who shall not be named, and claims it's because of injury. Because every internet troll pulls from the same toolbox.
Well, it's just crazy that we're in year 8. We're in year 8, man.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't mean guys can't turn around their career at quarterback. We've seen late emergences. We've seen like a Rich Gannon. He won an MVP late in his career. Doesn't mean it can't happen, but the shelf life and what have you done for me lately it's shorter now more than ever, is my point. Like, if Jameis doesn't bounce back and have a productive year this year, who's going to want to take him? Nobody is the answer. Nobody. You're only allowed so many retreads as a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
And the irony is that Andy Dalton was a retread. We didn't even pick that Browns Steelers game yet.
No.
It's 4.5. It's too big for me. You get 2 shitty quarterbacks, 2 good defenses. Why is it 4.5?
Where is it?
It's in Cleveland.
I'm doing it. I'm going to take Cleveland.
You're taking Cleveland based on what? That's interesting.
Defense.
But they both have good defenses.
Yeah, I know. But Trubisky's so fucking bad that against a good defense, I could just see it's just going to be a turnover bonanza. I think the Browns just kick their ass, because I just think the Steelers had their Super Bowl week 1 against the Bengals. That's it. That was their shocker. I'm out on Mitchell Trubisky. You know me. I'm by no means a Jacoby Brishkoli fan.
No.
Old Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah.
Not my guy.
No.
But he's also there as a backup.
Sure.
I actually think that, I mean, we did again with the Mike Tomlin. To me, you start Mitchell Trubisky for 6 games in the NFL, you're an overrated head coach.
I'm going to go with the Steelers. I think they cover.
Let's go. I have no idea how we're even doing on our picks so far.
I think I'm up by 1. It's been very close so far.
We were even week 2 because I think you were up 1 on week 1.
I think we were. I was up 2 heading into Monday Night Football, and I took both dogs and lost both. That was huge. Because you would have lost 4 points that week if you could have lost both of those. But Kirk Cousins did his thing, and Titans Ryan Tannehill did his thing, and
Kirk Cousins. Vikings fans woke up today with candles lit from last night and country music still playing.
Houston at Chicago. The Bears are 2.5-point favorites. You're up first. I have some things to say about Justin Fields.
Okay. I'm going to take the Texans to win the game.
Yeah, it's funny. That's what I was about to say.
Joey
Dude,
No Chill / Denthead money line pick of the week.
I know it's just year 2, the start of year 2. I don't get a feeling Justin Fields is going to work out in the NFL. I just don't. Whether that's a Bears problem, because obviously they haven't done well.
I think it's a Bears problem. I think it's hard to judge a guy. It's like, what's going on at Bears? Like, name a skilled player on the Bears.
You're right. I mean,
the Bears have absolutely no team personality right now. What are you guys?
Yeah,
honestly,
right,
the Bears right now are a shitty home field, like the actual turf. That's what they are. They're like, any given week is going to be determined on like the quality of the grass. That's insane.
Yeah.
Like, we beat the Niners. Yeah, but it was raining.
You're right. And Davis Mills is like he keeps
Davis
in
Mills
games.
is like the low key fucking like what's the phrase, like underdog hero.
Yeah. He's like
I've come around on Davis Mills. Yeah, he's the new Ryan Fitzpatrick.
He's the new
Grow a
Fitzy.
beard, Davis Mills.
Grow a beard and get that Harvard degree.
Yeah.
All right, next up, the Titans really just laid a stinker, man. They really laid a stinker. They're at home against the Raiders, who choked away that game. Titans are 2-point dogs at home. Now, they were 10-point dogs on the road. They didn't cover. They're 2-point dogs at home. What's going on?
One of these teams has to go 0-3?
Yeah. That's fascinating. One of these teams has to go
Titans
0-3.
2-point dogs at home?
Correct.
It's tough, dude.
That is a tough one. And like you said, it's tough that one of these teams goes 0-3.
I think the Raiders win that game. It's got to be. No,
Why?
I can't. I don't know.
Why does it got to be? Oh, well, look, I technically have to go first.
Okay.
I think the Titans win. I think the Raiders fall to 0-3, and suddenly everybody's calling for Josh McDaniels' head. That's my take.
I'm going to take the Raiders then. I'm going to take the Raiders to win the game only because, like, here's the thing. What I could see as more likely, I always try to think about, like, what's the storyline and, like, which one plays out more like. So to me, in my head, here's what's more likely. The Raiders win a game. The Raiders start putting it together a little bit. The Raiders will still have a disappointing season and go fucking, 8-9 or whatever. The Titans start 0-3. The Titans make a change. The Titans go on some wild run. And the Titans are back in the mix too. That to me is a more likely two-team storyline than the Raiders go 0-3. Josh McDaniel starts spinning off the earth. Like, I mean, it is the Raiders, but that's what I'm going with. I'm going with the Raiders win this game, and it sets off the dual.
They cover the
reaction.
2-point spread.
Yeah, because I think you win.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go Tennessee.
And you know what? I think that's what Tennessee needs. Let's get the other quarterback in there.
Yeah.
If you start 0-3, you have a free pass to bench Tannehill, right?
You do. They won't though.
Why not? Just see what happens.
They won't. Trust me, they won't. Kansas City at Indy. Tough for Indy because they lose this game. They're 0-2-1. 5.5 Chiefs favorites. I just don't know what's going on right now with Indianapolis.
Well, what's going on right now currently is they're running into the buzzsaw Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City's going to hammer them.
You think
5.5's too? Are you on the 5.5's too big?
Now, Andy Reid has had time. This is a Thursday to a Sunday game.
I'm taking the Chiefs.
So he said 10 plus days.
Cover.
Nothing right now tells me the Colts are going to play. I think it's a big spread, but I also don't trust the Colts. And also Andy Reid, like I said, on a 10 plus days to prepare, I got to go with the Chiefs. All right, next up, 2-0 teams. Buffalo travels to Miami. Man, Buffalo is really riding high in these spreads, and they're covering. They're 6-point favorites down in Miami. It's a big spread. I think Buffalo wins. I think the Dolphins cover. 6 is a lot. I think this is a good game. I also think Buffalo has such a great defense. Tua's going to have his hands full. Mike McDaniel's going to have his hands full as a play caller. Should be a fun game to watch, though.
Yeah. Is Buffalo one of those? I mean, we've seen these teams historically, especially in, I would say the last 20 years or so. Is Buffalo one of those teams that just boat races everybody? And we're just like, this team is so good.
I think they're going to beat a lot of teams soundly because they have an offense and a defense. They're the best all-around team in the NFL, I would argue. I think most people would heading into the season. They were the hot pick. Obviously, I picked them to win the Super Bowl. I picked them to win the Super Bowl last year. I still think they would have won it last year if they didn't blow 13 seconds that final game. I think this will be a tight game, though.
So
but I wouldn't be. I'm going to take Buffalo. I'm going to take Miami to cover, but I wouldn't be surprised if Buffalo fucking beat them by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. I'm going to take Miami to cover too, just because it's in Miami.
Yeah. This next one's a good one for discussion. Detroit, the team of grit, against your boy, Kirk Cousins. The Vikings are a 6-point favorite. And I missed this call last episode. Dan Campbell actually called into our show Monday morning.
Oh, great. Let's listen to that.
Yeah, he called in Monday morning. So let's hear what the coach had to say.
Joe and Andy, man, it's Dan Campbell. I've been listening to the Dirty Sports podcast all preseason. You guys talk a lot of smack about me, man. You had one guy calling in saying I'm like a drunk rocket scientist or something, man. And you don't understand, man, because here's the deal. What I'm doing is talking to these guys. It's like a different language, man. I'm speaking to CTE-riddled players, man. I'm an ex-player. I'm dealing with players. You guys don't get it. You haven't been in, 30-mile-an-hour car crashes a game, man. So what I'm doing is I'm speaking CTE. That'd be like you speaking Espanol to me. I don't understand it, and I get you don't understand CTE, man, but that was a gritty win. And we got at least 10 more of them, 11 and 6. 17 games, I believe. So we're going to get after it, man. We're going to be gritty, man, and we're going to get it. I'm going to go play some Metallica, man, and get ready for practice.
That's a pretty good Dan Campbell.
That's a solid Dan Campbell. I'm not going to lie.
I think it's
a lot of dirtballs over the years have called in and tried to do an impression of somebody, and most of them are goddamn train wrecks.
That was great.
That was good. I liked it.
That was really good.
Do we know who was behind that call?
I do know
who it is. Great.
I do know. Shit. Do you want me to reveal him?
I mean, I don't know. Is there a reason to hide it?
It's our farmer dirtball.
Oh, hell yeah. Solid Dan Campbell. Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo. I like it.
I think it's good.
And he's convinced me.
He has. And he uses the man just like Dan Campbell. He sounds like it. That's a good Dan Campbell.
I'm going to say this, Andy. This is crazy. I don't believe in Dan Campbell. I don't believe in the Detroit Lions. I don't. I was the seller of the Detroit Lions. I have convinced dirtballs on the under.
Can't wait to hear this.
But I believe in the Detroit Lions grit more than I believe in Kirk Cousins being able to beat anybody on any random day by 6 points.
Oh, yeah. 6 is ridiculous. I'm
taking the Lions to cover.
Me too. This is going to be a close game. I'm 100%.
Lions could win this game.
I agree. I'm taking the Lions to cover.
Yeah.
I don't think they will.
No.
I saw, and I didn't have time to read the article before the show.
Just week in and week out. It's gonna be a lot of young Andy Ruthers out there walking into fucking apartments with chicken Milanese. Some guy sitting there in a hat with horns, listening to Brooks and Dunn. You all right, buddy? You all right, buddy? No. Captain Kirk, let me down again. Vikings fans, dude, it's crazy. You look at the NFC North. You got Packers, Bears fans at this point are just like, we don't know. We're just hoping you come to town and you shred your knee on our fucking shitty grass. And then you have two of the most delusional fan bases in the NFL.
Well,
Lions fans think old CTE face is going to turn the fucking franchise around. And Vikings fans from week to week will convince themselves Kirk Cousins is an MVP candidate.
Michael Irvin picked him for the MVP. I haven't had time to read this article, but I saw this morning in The Athletic. The headline says, why the Lions' old school offense is the antidote to modern NFL defenses. Which, again, made me laugh because I think of what's the game plan. But it seems to be working. 2 weeks, I'll just read the first few sentences. 2 weeks into the 2022 NFL season, the Lions have one of the most explosive offenses, leading the league in points per drive and points per game. I love this. This is classic Dan Campbell. In the age of analytics and airing it out, Detroit head coach Dan Campbell's old school approach and commitment to running the ball stands in contrast to most of the league, and it's working. It's working for 2 weeks. They're 1-1.
Against the Commanders and who?
The Eagles.
Right.
They also were down double digits most of that game.
Yeah.
It's like what we, like they lost by 3, but like you're down double digits most of the second half. I agree. I think they cover though. I think they make it close.
I don't believe in the Vikings or the Lions, but I believe in the insane, ludicrous concept of grit more than I believe in Kirk Cousins.
Correct. Agreed. All right. Next up, Ravens, Patriots. This one's in New England. The Baltimore Ravens are 2.5-point favorites. I don't know if I'm first or if you're first.
I don't know either. That's why I was sitting there just waiting.
I am going to. So this is a tough one because the Ravens are putting up points. Lamar's having a great year. Defense looks sus. I think it's not like the Patriots have an explosive offense. Do the Ravens start 1-2? I say no. Kind of like last scenario. The Patriots are more like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots start 1-2 and then win 4 in a row. That wouldn't surprise me. I say the Baltimore Ravens win and cover at 2.5. It's in New England.
I know. Yeah, I'm with you. I think Baltimore wins and covers. I mean, I don't love. I like a Bill Belichick against a Lamar Jackson, but I don't know. The Ravens historically do okay against the Pats. I'm gonna take the Ravens to win and cover. I don't love it. I don't love it.
All right.
I don't want to get burned by my, no faith in Lamar Jackson, but
let me ask you this.
I'm not going to get burned on that today.
I'm on Prize Picks right now. Let me ask you a Prize Pick question.
Yeah.
For that game with our boy Lamar Jackson. On Prize Picks right now, they have 215.5 passing yards. More or less for Lamar. So the bar has been set really low.
I'm going to still say under. I think he gets a lot of rushing yards. I think he goes like 195 and 90 or something like that.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Defensive game.
Okay. All right. The Bengals Jets. This is what Andy Ruther was all concerned about. What is Andy Ruther going to do? The spread was 4.5 yesterday. It's up to 5. Bengals are 5
in Cincinnati,
in New York. Now let's remind everybody, the Jets beat the Bengals last year, which was the epic Joe Praino. They're not contenders. I believe they fell to like 7-6 or whatever the record was at the time. We all know what happened. They made a Super Bowl run.
They, of course, didn't win.
They struggle. They always struggle against the Jets on the road, like historically.
The curse of Boomer.
Yeah, so they struggle. I can go first if you want, because I'm not changing my mind what I said yesterday.
Yeah.
Until the Bengals show me they can do something, and I think they probably will this week. They'll beat the Ruther curse. I'm going to take the Jets to cover.
I'm going to take the frisky Jets to cover too. 5. The spread's going up.
Yes, it's going up towards Cincinnati. Favor Cincinnati.
I'm out. Just like the Jets are nothing. The Jets are the Jets. It's amazing that can be the state of a franchise in the NFL. But the Jet, when like late in the year when a team plays spoiler, the Jets come into week 1 just trying to play spoiler because like no one believes that they can do it, and I don't believe in the Jets having any sort of halfway decent season. So the Jets' attitude is like, let's spoil some years, and you're like, okay. But until proven otherwise, this Bengals team fraudulent.
No Instagram, no Twitter. That was the news locally here. Joe Burrow deleted it from his phone.
Ooh. What happened to fucking Joey Cool? What happened to Joe Burr? What happened to the Joe memes? All last year, he's sharing all the memes, he's wearing all the necklaces. Oh boy, the spotlight's on this year.
Well,
he's not posing like Burt Reynolds with like on cover with Bengals rugs and shit like that this year. Just no more dick out centerfolds.
He's still on those apps, but he just deleted them from his phone. He said, look, I think coming back from that injury, I don't know. I think like it's not about preseason. Like people forget he was out of practice for weeks.
Right.
Like that appendectomy. Like he's still young. He's not Tom Brady. Brady's been doing this so long. Brady can take 2 weeks off to go to the Bahamas or whatever's going on with his drama with Giselle, which I hear from my girlfriend all the time. She's like, do you think they live in separate houses? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't even hear that.
Does he have Giselle drama?
That's the rumor, according to my girlfriend. Now, all the gossip is that Tom Brady and Giselle are like, she's pissed. That's what this all was.
She's pissed that he went back to play football again.
Yes. And this is like, now they're like at that breaking point possibly in their relationship. And supposedly she lives in a different house now because she's like, wow, fuck this.
Whose basement is filled with dead babies? His or hers? Does he still have to go to her place?
It's a good question. I don't know. But back to
Andy, now you're not on the TikTok, even though I'm trying to get you to the and I'm demanding it this week. We need some Andy Ruther TikTok content.
I'll be honest. Okay. Full disclosure. I watched a TikTok the other day.
It's a big leap for you.
It is a leap. So I was on my computer and I watched the TikTok video. I believe it was the Russell Wilson one, which I
okay. I was gonna say, are you caught up? I was like, are you caught up in the Adam Levine drama that's everywhere?
Yes. Again, significant other filling me all in on it.
Yeah.
Not that I want to, but I hear things. Right. So I'm privy to all this stuff. Anyway, I hopped on TikTok. I just clicked on comedy for a search.
Yep.
Which was a big mistake.
Yeah.
The first like 5 just generic video. I know I sound like a boomer. I was like, I'm just gonna click on comedy. Let's see what they got. The first 5 that TikTok was pushing were the most unfunny videos. I was like, oh, comedy. Maybe I'll see a stand-up clip from a comedian I like, or I'll see a sketch that's funny. It was like 5 videos of young kids doing things that just were not funny. And it was not a good little test of TikTok for me. I'm sure there's great content on there.
Well, I was just bringing it up because, what happens is like the difference between TikTok and all the other things is like when something's trending on TikTok, it's everything. For a week, it was literally all about corn. And you're like, wow, what is this life? This week, 100%, the entire platform of TikTok this week, everything, every single video, 100% of the videos are about Adam Levine cheating on his wife. 100% of them. So I'm wondering, that I feel like that's a similar world. Victoria's Secret supermodel wives, like Tom Brady, Giselle and Adam Levine's wife probably know each other, It's basically, to me, when you brought that up, I'm like, it's the same story.
Yeah. So back to the Bengals.
Yeah.
We both are taking the Jets.
Correct.
not to be the bearer of bad news, but this is the 19th time the Bengals have started 0-2. They've never had a winning season in the previous 18 when they started 0-2. Just an interesting fact.
Man. Randy Ruther is a very similar. I hate to do this to Randy. I love Randy. You know I'm rooting for Randy, right? But at this point, the Randy Ruther account has a lot in common with He Who Shall Not Be Named. Remember how fast the superstardom?
Oh wow!
The superstar. Wow. The
Get ready for those text messages. Get ready for those text messages.
The superstardom with which Who Shall Not Be Named flew up the dirtball rankings and flew up. It's like and then so quickly fell. Shined so bright but burned out so fast. Randy Ruther just rode a Bengals Cinderella season into the dirty sports stratosphere. And it comes 0-2 to start the next year.
Well, look, Joe, again, to be fair, if they win, it's fine. Like here's the thing. The Bengals season.
I think they're going to win the game, by the way.
Yeah. If the Bengals season, almost you could put it down to this next 7 days. Because they have the Jets Sunday and then Thursday night at home against Miami, right? Like my thing is like, you start 1-3, that's a tough hole. You start 2-2, you're fine. You're totally fine.
Sure.
And Cincinnati's gonna be going crazy for that game. That's their first all-white game with the white helmets.
Ooh, that's a home game in Cincinnati.
Thursday Night Football. Yeah.
And listen, it's funny because this is the Tua thing too, right? Like Tua 2-0. Let's say they play a close game and they still lose. Let's say they really show us something in Buffalo and they still lose. They're a Thursday night loss from the Bengals away from being 2-2 and just being whatever again.
True. Oh yeah, there's a lot of good
NFL. The NFL's amazing.
Oh, it is. It really is. They're brilliant. All right, let's start moving along. Philly at Washington. Philly's looking good early.
Yep.
They're 6.5-point favorites. I think they come back down to earth. I don't believe in Washington at all.
Me either.
I just know division game is tough on the road. I'm taking Washington.
I'm with you. Do you believe in Philly?
Not sure yet. TBD.
What is your belief level in Philly in terms of like what they're like a lot? I heard something that, and listen, trust me, I'm a Giants homer, no doubt about it. This is not me Giants homering. This is not me Philly hating. But after that performance on Monday night, I was watching, I don't know, Sports Center or whatever, or maybe it was still the post game. Somebody said Philly's performance makes them the best team in the NFC East. And I was like, that's fine. That's fine. I'm a Giants fan sitting here 2-0 going, listen, it hurts, but it's fine. You can make that claim. But then the rest of the sentence was, and maybe the best team in the conference.
No.
And I was just like, that to me is ludicrous.
So here's my thing on Philly. Their defense is looking great. Your quarterback is a giant question mark because of everything you and I say. Your quarterback has to run. Guys, come on. This is the modern NFL. Your quarterback, that's not a long-term plan. Maybe you can catch lightning in a bottle for a year. How does it work come playoffs when you have to make a throw? I don't care what anybody says. Lamar Jackson has one playoff win. When you
I'm not even like, I'm not a Jalen Hurts fan or hater.
Me either.
But I mean, I obviously I've been saying what you've been saying. That's kind of like Joe Praino, like standard take on this show is like, yeah, that's not a long-term plan. But also that aside, like, let's say he is healthy. Let's say it is fine. Let's say whatever. Like, to me, to watch the Eagles come out and be 2-0 and call them the best team in the conference, to me, seems insane. And I know, we have teams that are off and but like, I know the Packers have fucking decimated week 1, but like, I'm not the world's biggest Tom Brady Bucks stan right now. But the way their defense is played, you're gonna look at that Bucs team, the way their defense is played, and say Philly's better than them.
And that's what it comes down to. You always say best player when it comes to NBA playoffs. Take that same strategy and put it to quarterbacks come NFL playoffs. And it's true. Okay, let's say you head in the playoffs. You have a great defense. They have a great defense. Okay, let's go to the quarterback position. Get out of here. Jalen Hurts versus somebody like a Tom Brady. And I'm not a Jalen Hurts hater. He looked great. He's playing great. Their team is playing great. I'm not buying it, though. I'm just not buying it. I don't think they cover this week. I think they're brought down to earth a little this week.
Me too. I'm with you.
All right. Your boy, Jameis 101, and his boy, Jameis Winston, travel to Carolina. The Saints are 3-point favorites. Do Baker Mayfield and the Panthers start 0-3?
No. Joey, no. Chill. Money. Line. Jameis Winston. Hating. Pick of the week. I think the Panthers straight up win this game. Here's the thing about the Panthers. They've looked bad, but they've also been in those games.
True.
The teams that they've lost to, you're like, bro, I mean, you're losing to that Browns team week 1 in the Baker revenge game. A tough loss to the Giants and who everybody's calling. And by the way, we love it. We love being the worst 2-0 team in history. We fucking love it. We add it to raise the banner. Worst team to ever win the Super Bowl. Give me it. It's all I've never seen anything like the lack of respect the Giants get just historically whenever they do anything good. But the Panthers have been in those games, and I'll just straight up say it. I think Jameis Winston gets benched for Andy Dalton at some point in this season, and this is the beginning of that. I think the Panthers win this game.
Interesting.
On the road? Jameis on the road in a division game?
Well, the pressure's on Jameis after last week.
But Andy's got a broken back. He had to have a backiotomy.
Every part of me wants to agree with you. But is this just my Jameis Winston just hate coming out?
Mine's my Jameis Winston hate. But I believe it. I believe he's fucking bad.
I mean, if the Panthers start 0-3, Matt Rule he's suddenly on the chopping block. He 100% should be. Fuck it. I'm going to ride with you.
By the way, I'm not a Baker believer. I'm not.
Me either.
Baker's better than Jameis. I'll say it.
I don't know if I'm ready to say that.
We have 8 years of Jameis.
It is crazy to think this is year 8. I know. This is year 8. I don't know what's crazier, that it's year 8 or that some dude wrote a book that he should be in the Hall of Fame after year 4.
What's amazing, too, here's what's amazing. Jameis and Baker have a lot. So, the whole idea behind the book is that Jameis gets an unreasonable amount of hate, that Jameis is so much better than the press and the media and fans and coaches and everybody that's ever watched football gives him. Baker won't be a starting quarterback for 8 years. Baker won't get the leash that Jameis Winston has gotten.
You're right. It's a good point. He won't. Not even close. All right, we're both going to take Carolina. Next game is kind of an interesting one. Jacksonville at the Rams. 7-point Rams home favorites. I'm sorry, not Rams. Chargers. My apologies on that. The Chargers are 7-point favorites. Justin Herbert ripped cartilage in his ribs day to day. This spread is too big for me.
I'm with you, man.
What it like?
Frisky Jags, backdoor Trevi.
I just even if he's healthy, like their defense is showing up.
Backdoor Trev. We're the same. We don't even have to talk about it. That spread seems crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts to me.
With a guy with a rib cartilage issue.
Yeah, it's an insane spread. All right, Rams at Cards. Rams are 3.5-point favorites. I know the Cardinals had a great comeback last week. I don't care.
Where is this game?
It's in Arizona.
Ooh, tough.
I think it goes hot, cold sometimes with Kyler Murray and with also Cliff Kingsbury in that offense. For that reason, I'm taking the Rams to win and cover.
I don't like the half-point hook. In fact, I hate it. I hate it, and it makes me want to take the Cardinals. But the reason I'm not is, oh my God, did Sean McVay have Kyler Murray figured out in that playoff game last year? Oh my God.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I'm going to go with you and take the Rams. But I do not like that. This could be a field goal game.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch this game.
Could be a backdoor Murray. I would never bet it. Correct.
No.
I would never bet it. And the only reason on paper, if I had amnesia and could only judge these teams based on this year, I would take the Cardinals.
Yeah.
But, oh my God, did Sean McVay have fucking Kyler Murray figured out last year?
Sure. Or the defensive coordinator, whoever that was.
Right. Anyway, as a team.
All right. Falcons, Seahawks in Seattle. This game is a push right now.
I think the Falcons win this game. The Falcons have been frisky.
Yeah. Frisky Falcons. I'm going to agree with you. Seattle's dog shit. That's why everybody going nuts for that week 1 win. Seattle's not good. And they're not going to be good. Atlanta wins and covers. All right. This is a fun one. Same thing. We're at a push. Packers, Bucks in Tampa.
Now, let me ask you something, Andy. Why aren't the Bucks favored in this game?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Because I don't know the answer to that question. I'm taking the Packers.
Yeah.
I guess Vegas is telling me the Packers can win this game. I believe in Vegas. To me, it seems like the Bucks should be 3-point favorites in this game.
I'm going to take the Bucks to be different.
Yeah.
I agree with you. And Tom Brady eating babies we trust.
Yeah.
All right. Moving right along. Sunday Night Football.
Like the post-game handshake helmet hug between Brady and fucking Aaron Rodgers, just talking about baby blood and ayahuasca.
Could be good. Could be good.
If the Bucks win, does Rodgers run out? Man, that baby blood's working, huh? He's like, yeah, man, get off the DMT.
Sunday Night Football.
Even Joe Rogan can't get his hands on baby blood. Good luck with the alpha brain, though. And he just runs away.
Sunday Night Football.
Elk meat, human baby meat, bro. Peace out. See you in the playoffs.
The minute you said baby blood and ayahuasca, Roscoe just popped his head in the room. What you eating over there, fam? You want baby blood and ayahuasca? Can you imagine a dog on that? What do you think a dog would see on ayahuasca?
I have no idea.
All right.
Just like a city of bones.
Sunday Night Football. Captain Cringe, formerly known as Mr. Unlimited, currently known as Mr. Let's Ride.
Limited. Yeah.
Is an underdog at home. No faith in the Broncos against the Niners. 1.5 points.
Against the Jimmy G Niners team.
Dude, I'll say this about Jimmy G because we didn't even really talk about the Trey Lance situation.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
One, I briefly touched on it. This is why you and I say your quarterbacks can't be running. Prime example.
Yeah. Starting off the game with up the middle runs with your quarterback.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But I think they have a better chance to go farther in the playoffs. We know what you're going to get with Jimmy G. We don't know what we're going to get with Trey Lance.
So this is, and I've talked to Andy Laz about this a lot, and I agree absolutely with his take and your take and everybody else's take. I actually think that Jimmy G probably makes you a better team, but he's less dynamic.
Correct.
And you probably can't win a Super Bowl with Jimmy G. It's honestly very Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick-y. It's like your ceiling with Alex Smith was only so high. You were never winning a Super Bowl with Alex Smith. You were probably not getting into a Super Bowl with Alex Smith. Colin Kaepernick got you there. You almost won one. A little bit more dynamic. I agree. I think the Niners would be better off long-term having Trey Lance play right now. But short-term, in terms of win total this year, if that was your only bar, total wins in this regular season, I think Jimmy G raises that number. And also decreases your potential of winning the Super Bowl. Does that make sense?
Correct. It does.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1.5 point 49ers favorites. It's in Denver. Big game.
With my Italian boy I ride.
You think Niners win and cover.
The Niners. Hey, Jimmy G, a fat girl.
I don't want to take the Broncos because I'm not seeing anything right now offensively from Captain Cringe that makes me want to take them. But I think it'd be fun for the show if I did.
Okay.
So I'll take Captain Cringe. Pressure's going to be on big time if they start 1-2. This season's weird. Same way with the Niners, man. They could start 1-2. Although the Niners started slow last year. I would say the Niners can start slow and rebound. Conversely, I don't think the Broncos can. If the Broncos start 1-2, I think things start getting out of control.
Which is what I think happens. I've never believed in this Broncos playoff potential the entire time.
All right, Monday Night Football. Our Monday Night Football game is going to be presented by Miller Lite, Joe.
Oh, you're telling me. I dare somebody to enjoy more Miller Lites than I do on Monday Night Football between the Giants, the New York Football Giants, and the Dallas Cowboys from East Rutherford. To get me, I'm still working on getting myself out to that game. Still working on it. Remarkable how few people are interested in going to a Monday Night Football game with me.
Miller Lite Giants football. It's a tradition for Joe Praino, unlike no other.
It's absolutely true.
How many great memories do you have of Miller Lite?
It's actually where the real love came from. Because it's like you need an easy drinking. It used to be, now it's 10 a.m. in Los Angeles a lot of times, but it used to be just a 1 p.m., crack a beer at 1 p.m. Is there a better beer to crack at 1 p.m. to watch some football than the original light beer? It's like they went into a laboratory and they were like, we need to create a 1 p.m. beer. And they did. And it changed the world. BL and AL. That's the only way I look at time. Before light and after light. It changed the world. Changed my world, that's for sure. And now, the nerves before a Monday Night Football game with the potential to go 3-0 at home. I'm still going to start at 1 p.m. Just to make sure I got my nerves right. Well, get your nerves right. Drink Miller Lite.
There you go. Football season brings back the big hits, so reach for the biggest hit of them all, Miller Lite. You can find Miller Lite pretty much everywhere beer is sold, or go to MillerLite.com/dirty sports for delivery options near you. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Very close spread here. Your New York Giants are 1-point favorites.
The Giants win and cover. Come on. Cooper Rush, not against this defense. We're not the Cincinnati Bengals. We're not frauds. This defense is for real. I don't know about our offense, but I know one thing. Giants Stadium, MetLife, turnt fans, Saquon, prime time.
Eli, Peyton, Manning cast is back.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. Is Eli and Peyton back, or
I believe they are.
No. Or is Peyton and Chad back?
Fast Chad. How great is Eli Manning?
Chad Powers.
Eli Manning is like Eli Manning is like the Keanu Reeves of former NFLers now. A lot of Eli hate when he was playing. Now everybody's just like, he's the best. We love him.
You think he really ran a 5.4 when they did that?
Probably.
I want to know how many if other coaches were in on it, because obviously the James Franklin, Penn State's head coach, was in on it. I wonder if some of the other coaches didn't know.
He still looked pretty good throwing that ball around too.
Yeah, of course. His footwork looked great. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say the Giants win and cover.
Go!
I just Monday Night Football, and Cooper Rush now is 2-0 as a starter. Actually, I don't think in my opinion, Cooper Rush didn't look terrible.
No, he didn't.
I think he's a formidable backup.
Yeah. But welcome to the big blue wrecking crew.
Good luck with that defense, though, man. That fucking Micah Parsons, he gets off the ball, bro.
Yeah. Don't worry. We're going to neutralize him with
Saquon
Saquon Barkley.
Well, good luck, because I think Daniel Jones, I don't know if you can make a play on this surprise pick.
I'm going to call it right now. Huge Micah Parsons pass rush. We're going to set it up nicely. Whoop, screen, Saquon, gone. Long Saquon screen touchdown. Praino predicts.
Okay.
I see it through my crystal ball. Prainostradamus. A 40-ish, a 40-plus yard Saquon screen to the house.
All right. Well, that's our week 3 picks. Give us a call. Going to have to wrap it up here. 310-359-8365 is our hotline. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok now at The Dirty Sports. You can DM me at Andy Ruther on all social.
You can follow me at Joe Praino on all social media, except for Twitter, where I'm still at Fix Your Life. Shout out to Double Zachs. Both Zachs coming out to the show last night in Brooklyn. Stay on joepraino.com for shows, adding shows here on my New York run. We got some at the stand next week. Between now and then, it may look empty, but just keep refreshing and keep following me on Instagram at Joe Praino, as shows will be added. And I always love it when dirt balls come out, especially here in a home city of New York.
All right. That's our show, guys. Thanks for listening. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be back in a few days.